Well, hello, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Dani. On this channel, I love talking about handbags. I talk about luxury handbags, contemporary brand handbags, and any beautiful bags that I might be obsessed with. So if you like that kind of content, certainly do subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you'll be informed every time I upload a video. The topic of this video is my unwish list. So that's things that I'm not wishing for this year. And this tag topic was created by my friend here on YouTube, Ron from Rami Rafai. Thank you so much, Ron, for tagging me to do this topic. And I think it is such an interesting one. Most people do like their wish list for 2024. I've actually never done a wish list video, maybe because my wish list always changes. I am thinking that I might do one this year, maybe later on. I think this is a really good opportunity for me to reflect upon my handbag collection and to reflect upon my experiences using some handbags that haven't worked out for me. Either that or maybe it's because I just have too many of them already and I should just be more responsible with my purchases. The first thing on my unwish list are bags that have straps that are made predominantly of chains. Gosh, that was a little bit of a mouthful. I had to say that a few times. But yeah, so I've realized that, sure, I do love bags with long shoulder straps, predominantly for crossbody. I have to say that I have bought a few bags that have straps with mostly chains in them. For example, my Sailor Moon envelope bag, my Parissa Wang shoulder bag, and I've purchased third-party chain straps as well. I have to say I was influenced by Chase Amy to purchase bags with mostly chain straps. And the reason why Amy really likes those kind of straps is because chains on the bag just gives it that little bit of extra hardware and it can elevate the bag a little bit, which makes them a little bit more versatile and you can more easily transition them to an event that's a little bit more formal or, evening style events. But the reason I don't like them is because I find like they just get tangled in my hair a little bit, or my hair gets tangled in them. And I don't like it when I put them down on a surface, they bang. I just find them a little bit loud. I just have to be more gentle and more mindfully put them down when I'm using a bag with lots and lots of chain. The chain strap, although the advantage is that you can sort of change their length settings very easily. Say if they've got a few grommets and you want to change the length settings, they slide through really easily through the grommets. But on another level, I find that quite noisy as well. And maybe there are just times when I just don't want to be noisy and I find a leather strap so much more quiet, literally quiet, and less attention grabbing. Let me just sort of say, I do think that there is a time and place for every single kind of bag. It just depends on where you're at. And I find that I have enough bags that have a lot of these chains and look really good for a formal event. But from day to day, I just don't really like using bags that have lots and lots of chains. I have to say this also includes chain straps that are interwoven with leather. Although I do think that these chain straps are less noisy, especially like when you slide them through the grommets or when you place them down on a table, I don't find these chain straps particularly comfortable because they rarely come with a leather break in them. So I don't really want those kind of skinny, uncomfortable chain straps either. The next thing on my unwish list are structured bags. Now, I have to say I was influenced by Cat L to buy structured bags. I know I'm naming names here and saying that these people influenced me, but I hold nothing against them. Amy likes her chain straps, Cat L likes her structured bags, and that's just their personality. I never owned these kind of bags. But because of how much these two ladies love these kinds of bags, I was so influenced to go and try them out myself. I don't blame them at all. I'm a big girl, I can make my own decisions, but just based on my experience with them, I've decided that I've had enough of them. Not that I don't own any of them, but for my unwish list of 2024, I don't want to purchase those items anymore. So I was saying structured bags. Now, structured bags include like Kelly's, Hermes Kelly's that are structured. What other bags are structured? My Chanel Classic Flap is pretty structured as well. I realized that I actually really like soft, slouchy, hobo style bags. And it's not that I didn't know that before. I knew that I always liked those kinds of bags, but I was tempted to then try out structured bags because of cat's love for structured bags. For me, soft, slouchy, or even specifically hobo style bags are so much more comfortable to use. They mold to my body when I'm carrying them on my shoulder or if I'm carrying them crossbody, rather than really stiff bags that stick out. And I forgot to mention that I do like carrying bags crossbody quite a lot. I have a young daughter. I do have to quite frequently be hands-free. So a flexible, soft, slouchy, comfortable crossbody bag is really where I am at right now. The next thing on my unwish list for 2024 would be mini bags. Oh, I'm so tired of mini bags. And again, they were so hot at one point, so much so that there were micro and pico and nano bags. I mean, pico bags, small bags are still in trend. Some of us still really like carrying small, tiny bags. At one stage I did, but I have to have a workaround. I either carried a really big backpack or a tote bag and then just a tiny bag to accessorize. But you know, I bought a whole lot of mini pochettes to act as micro bags. If you missed out on this video over here where I talked about my former purchases, I do have 6 mini pochettes in my collection, and really I think that's enough. Fortunately, I never actually bought a micro bag, but I bought mini pochettes as micro bags, and I really don't want to buy any more mini pochettes. I really hope I don't get sucked in. Sometimes I see like a really good deal and I get tempted, but I'm trying to say to myself, like, don't get sucked in, don't buy any more mini pochettes. You have enough mini pochettes. And I certainly will not be buying any mini bags or micro bags. Along those veins, I am also not going to purchase any more clutches or evening bags. The reason for that, firstly, I don't have enough storage space. Number 2, I could use my money much better. Number 3, I don't have enough occasions to carry tiny bags around. In terms of evening events, I just don't have enough. I've narrowed down my collection to just 3 small clutches / evening bags. The first one that I have as an option, which will be a pop of color, would be my Louis Vuitton Rossmore clutch. I'll put some b-roll of it up here, and I think that's such a beautiful bag. It carries a lot of sentimental value to me as well because I purchased it from the Champs-Élysées store in Paris, and that was my very first time that I went to Europe / Paris. So I've decided to keep that bag in my collection. If you remember the other clutches that I had, those clutches have left my collection. Otherwise, the other bag that I think is really good for evening wear is my Kelly Pochette dupe. And I've spoken about that bag in a couple of videos already. I absolutely love that bag for evening wear as well, and I certainly have taken her out for formal events. She will be the bag that I take when I need a white evening bag. Otherwise, there's one more bag here that I'll show you. Here she is. I've never shown her on my channel before, that's why I thought I would take her out. This is a bag inspired by Bottega. We all know which one that is, and I think she's just very pretty. She's made of a black material, I'm not sure what, and it's got these black crystals on it. I'm not going to tell you where I purchased this because the quality is really not that good. She looks really good, so I've decided that I'll just, you know, I'm happy to use her for evening events, and I have used her once already and she was fine. She looks really good at night because look at that sparkle. In a dark venue, it looks even better as well, and no one's going to come up to my bag and go like, can I look at your Bottega bag? You know, and even if they did, I wouldn't care. I'll just say, this is not a Bottega bag. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on an evening bag that I would only use once in a while. But I have been so curious about the Bottega Mini Jodi, so curious. Although I knew that it's a bag that is not for me because it is too small. And people complain about that zipper all the time, about how difficult it is to zip and unzip as well as to get in and out of the bag. I have gone and tried out the real thing in store and it was annoying just in store. So I knew that I just like the look of the bag, but there's no way I would tolerate how dysfunctional it is, let alone pay that amount of money for a bag like that. So just to scratch my itch, I purchased this one. And with this one, this will be my black bag for evening wear. And then I have my white one as well as a red one. And from that point of view, in terms of evening wear, I've got it covered. So I'm going to try really hard not to buy another little micro tiny evening bag. So I was saying the quality is not wonderful. It is like so stiff. When I first unboxed this bag, it was like a piece of cardboard. It still is. It is extremely stiff and it doesn't have a particularly luxurious feeling when you use it. Like there's no slouch whatsoever. It's just So stiff. When I put things inside, it's not too bad, but yeah, I really can't say I recommend it. Along the same vein of not buying mini bags, I'm gonna try really hard not to buy bum bags. If you know me and if you follow my channel, you know that I absolutely love bum bags. I find them so convenient. And how many bum bags do I have? I have 2 actual bum bags and I have another one that I can convert to a bum bag. So my Moschino bum bag, I've been a huge fan of it. I have a Tory Burch Perry nylon bum bag. That one I've more or less retired. I don't wear it out of the house anymore, but I kind of just clip it around my waist for it to function as a pocket as I walk around the house just doing stuff, and it holds my phone. That's really convenient. I don't actually take it out of the house anymore. And then I do have my Pierre Hardy camera bag where I can loop a belt through the back of the bag and then it will act as a bum bag. Having said that, with my Pierre Hardy camera bag, I purchased it to give my Moschino bum bag a rest. And although I purchased it to potentially use it as a bum bag, I've been too lazy to convert it to a bum bag. So there you go. I've just used it all the time as a camera bag. And it's not that I don't find these bags useful. I do find them very useful, but I don't think I need to buy any more. I can just use those 2 bags when I need them, especially now when I'm really moving towards small/medium bags. Like, I have been very tempted by the Lululemon belt bag, but so far I have resisted. I have seen like an inspired version of it with Hello Kitty on the front, and I think that it's just so cute. And again, being very tempted, but at the moment, keeping to my budget and resisting. The next category of bags that will go on my Unwish list for 2024 are open bags. I think open bags, you know, sure, they give you the convenience of being able to reach into them very quickly, but having used a few open bags this year, I have found that I don't feel particularly secure with them. I'm constantly checking to see that nothing's fallen out of it, and I'm so worried that when they tip over. So I've decided that no more open bags. They either have to have a zip closure or a flap closure of some sort. If there's a magnetic closure, like maybe, but even then, most of the time the magnetic closures are not strong enough, so they have to be able to close somehow. A number of open bags that I use that I do worry about, I do worry when I use my Louis Vuitton Neo Noe. So there are only certain circumstances where I can take her. And then my Longchamp Roseau Extra Small. A review on that is coming up real soon. So if you're interested in hearing all about my thoughts of the Longchamp Roseau in Extra Small, certainly subscribe, turn on notifications. The next kind of bag that I don't want to buy is a multicolored bag. Excuse exhibit A over here. Well, anyway, she is relevant to this topic. So multicolored bags, I realized that multicolored bags can be quite difficult to style. And I don't know why I never realized that before. I'm someone who really loves color. So I wear colorful clothing, and I then started buying colorful bags, and I realized that they're actually not that easy to style, or I have to think a little bit harder when I wear these bags. So this one over here, lots and lots of color, and then another one over here with lots of color. And my Gucci mini Boston bag, this is one of my favorite bags in my collection. I think it is so awesome. And I'm so tempted to purchase a pink one in the next size up. But for now, I have resisted. In any case, yes, I was talking about multicolored bags. So it's not that I don't love them. It's just that I have quite a lot of them already. Look at this bag. She's absolutely stunning. And sometimes I love her so much, I'm almost afraid of using her. But in my mind, you know, I can buy bags that are colorful, but perhaps a bag that's just one color, they'll probably make it a whole lot easier for me to match my outfits, especially when I wear different kinds of print. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try and avoid for 2024, multicolored bags. What else am I not buying? I'm going to try really hard to avoid buying red bags. And that's because I have a lot of red already. Because I'm someone who likes color, it's pretty common when a fashion house makes handbags, they'll always make a black one, and then they'll make some other neutral colors like brown, white, gray, something along those lines, sometimes even navy. And because I'm not really into those neutral colors, I always want to go for a pop of color. Very commonly, the first pop of color that fashion houses would make is red. That's probably why I accumulated so many red bags. Sure, I love this bag. I want the one that's in the pop of color. Because, I love shopping pre-loved and I'm also a bargain hunter. A lot of red bags don't hold value very well. So if I want a bag for a really good price, they tend to be red in color. So I do have a lot of red bags. I have my Louis Vuitton Rossmore clutch. I have my Birkin 25. I have my Tory Burch Amanda Messenger bag. That's just a few that I can think of. Like 3 red bags in my collection. Oh, of course, my Lady Dior as well. So lots of red bags. I think 4 red bags in my collection. That's repetitive enough. My Moschino bum bag is also red. So yeah, I will really try and avoid buying red bags. I've done quite well avoiding buying red bags in 2023. I have purchased other color bags, for example, one in pistachio green, which was my Coach Hadley. I've purchased my Loewe Fus 25, which was pink. And then I bought my Fendi Baby Spy bag, which was like a purple-ish, pinkish color. So let's see if I can continue this streak for 2024. For 2024, I'm also going to try really hard to avoid anything from the Louis Vuitton Christmas animation. Not because I don't love them, because firstly they're silk screen, so they can just potentially come off. And I already have so many. I really can just put my money towards other things instead of just collecting extra cute Louis Vuitton holiday animations. And for this year, because I want to be as responsible with my money as possible, I'm going to really try and avoid buying Hermes as well as Chanel. Chanel for me is not too difficult to avoid. Maybe the only thing that I would like from Chanel would be a vintage classic flat black with gold hardware or red with gold hardware. Although I said I was just avoiding red this year. So I might be quite successful in not buying anything from Chanel this year. I feel fortunate in the sense that I haven't fallen that hard for Chanel. I feel like I have a few key pieces from Chanel that I wanted and now I'm satisfied. I guess I've had enough of hearing about quality issues from Chanel, and the price increases are just absolutely insane as well. And I'm not the kind of person who likes going back to the store to say, hey, there's this problem, can you help me with it? I'm just not up for that. So for me, I've been able to gradually take some baby steps away from Chanel. At one point, I was very interested in them, but yeah, I'm moving away from that. So thank goodness, I'm happy with my Chanel collection at the moment. And with regards to trying to be responsible with my money, and with Hermes, I'm mainly going to try not to buy a Birkin or a Kelly. And you might be thinking, of course, with the prices of Birkins and Kellys, wouldn't the price on their own be prohibitive or wouldn't they discourage me? Honestly, yes, that's one of the things that would discourage me. But with the prices of these bags going down at the moment in 2024, I have to admit I get very tempted. And, I don't want to dig into my savings to go and buy a Birkin or a Kelly. So I'm going to try pretty hard to not do that this year. Will I buy other Hermes bags? There are other Hermes bags that I am interested in, but I don't know, maybe I should just skip all the other distraction bags from Hermes and just save up for a Birkin or a Kelly in 2025. Maybe a Kelly, because I'm much more of a Kelly girl compared to a Birkin. So let me know, what are your thoughts on these bags that I said I'm not going to buy? And let me know if there are any bags on your list that you're like, wow, there's no way I'm going to purchase those bags this year. Leave me a comment. Thank you so much, Ron, for tagging me to do this video. Of course, I've linked Ron's video in the description box. Definitely go and check it out. And I'm certainly going to be tagging some other wonderful YouTubers to do this video as well. Certainly check in the description box to see if I've tagged you or not.